Where should you keep your gun at if you have a kid in the house?
Okay, let's go back. How old is your child when you teach your child firearm safety? Okay, let's just say you keep your gun in the safe, right? You can send a little lock box right next to the bed. Okay? Middle of the night, boom, you hear somebody kicking your door in, they're hauling ass to your room, ready to spray you up. How long is it gonna take you to get that gun in the safe? I can leave my gun on the counter if my child already knows firearm safety. Now, go back to my question. How old should a child be before we teach them firearm safety? Garbage. How old were you when your parents taught you not to stick your finger in the light socket, touch the stove, play with knives? You couldn't even talk. Barely could walk. Perfect example. Some stuff you just didn't play with, right? Mommy and daddy taught you look left, look right, look left before you walk across the street. Did you play with traffic? Some shit you just not gonna.
A European country is making a smart move when it comes to children and guns. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification, multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like channel, like content, what I do, you can support me with the link. Everything is appreciated. And once again, comments on gun-related channels are being removed without notification. Be aware that this is happening. If I remove your comment, I will tell you I did it and why. Let's talk about this. And we go overseas to Poland. Poland is now making gun training for children in schools mandatory.
First maths, then history, and finally, shooting. Weaponry class is now mandatory in Polish schools and could soon become a favourite. The Nicholas Copernicus School in Skarszewie is a normal primary school with students from the 1st to the 8th grade. Differences of opinion are also handled in the normal way. What is less normal about this school is in the gym, where 13 and 14-year-olds arm themselves with the assault rifles and pistols laid out on the table, under the principal's supervision.
It is a compulsory subject in Polish schools, and the lesson content consists only of assembling and operating weapons. With the state of the world today, I think this type of training is very valuable.
She is referring to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, right next door. Poland feels threatened and wants its young people to be able to handle weapons as early as possible.
They're not too young to shoot, because the passion for shooting, like any sport, develops from an early age. That's why the ministry has ordered firearms training for all pupils.
And their reasoning for doing it is basically to have a militia, is to create a stronger militia, to have children trained at a young age so that if they're called upon, they will already have the basic training going into it, because they're claiming, well, because Russia's knocking on their door and they're kind of taking steps to circumvent that. That's an interesting way to put it, but in my opinion, it is always good to teach children about gun safety at an age where they can understand it. A lot of these accidents happen because these children do not understand the brevity and the depth of using a firearm. Too many video games, and I'm not blaming video games, I'm saying that they play these video games and they have a complete disconnect from the real world. As I always tell kids when I train them, once you pull that trigger, you cannot call the bullet back. Period. Understand the danger of using a firearm. Treat it with utmost respect at all times. But I'm not knocking Poland for what they're doing. I think this is a good thing. I would say, you have the liberals here in America freaking out if you even suggest this, but teaching children about firearms and firearms safety is paramount of lessening the chances of accidental deaths with children and guns. But let me bring you into here. Poland makes gun training mandatory in schools. Polish school children will soon be receiving 1 hour of mandatory firearms training each week that includes safe handling, field stripping, and marksmanship using laser-based systems. The course also teaches survival skills, first aid, and cybersecurity. No live ammunition is used in the classes, which will be held in school gymnasiums. The Education for Safety program was announced last year in response to the heightened concerns Russia will invade Poland, which Russia will not. Russia is not going to invade Poland. Putin's not stupid. Poland is a NATO nation. By edict, if Russia was to invade Poland, the rest of NATO, including the United States, would come to the defense. And Putin's not a dumbass. He's not going to do that. But, which is a member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the communist military is currently mired in the war it launched against Ukraine in 2022. Although the sheer volume of troops and hardware it has amassed in the area continues to increase tension, the probability of an incursion, whether deliberate or inadvertent. The Polish Department of National Education explained in a written statement that for primary schools, requirements include knowledge of the local area, cybersecurity in the military dimension, preparation for school training, and for secondary schools, children must know how to respond to a threat of warfare, cybersecurity in the military dimension, and participate in shooting training. Concerns that a NATO member nation will be attacked are underscored by Russian President Vladimir Putin's insistence that any country providing supplies to Ukraine's military is directly intervening in the war. Ukraine's efforts to join NATO stalled after the invasion, although Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky made it clear his country wants to enter the organization, which was formed in 1949 just as the Cold War heated. And there's a little information about the Polish military, which I don't have to get into because this is really the focus of giving firearms training to young people. Let me come out of that. Poland is doing this because of Russia and the fact that Russia might inadvertently or deliberately step over their borders. Fine. I'll come back to the root of my position on this. Teaching children how to use a firearm, teaching children the dangers of firearms, teaching children the respect of firearms is a clear path to having responsible children around a gun. That's all there is to it. That is the best thing there is. Children should be trained in firearms. Not too long ago, even here in Connecticut, high schools had high-powered rifle teams. We had them here. What has changed? Kids had guns in the school. Now, they were under lock and key. I believe they had to turn them over to the principal for holding until school day was done and they could pick them up and go do what they wanted to do. But we did not have shootings like we do now. What has changed? It's not access to firearms. It is truly a mentality issue and a cultural issue in some cases that we're having these shootings, especially children shooting each other. But this is a good move on the part of Poland. I wish it would spread throughout the globe, especially in what we would call first world countries. We need to teach children firearm safety. We need to get them to understand that this is not a game. But congratulations to Poland. They're doing it because of Russia. And the other cause that's going to happen is children will have a greater respect and understanding of firearms and the dangers that come with them, which can be nothing but positive. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.